The Young and the Restless spoilers for the next 2 weeks are in. From October 28 to November 8, 2024, fans can expect Sharon Newman to be haunted. Victor Newman has a giant surprise for his wife. Plus, Sally Spectra receives a new assignment. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the next few weeks. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Jack Abbott's losses. Y&R spoilers for the week of October 28 reveal that Jack Abbott gets a visit from Nikki Newman. In a weekly preview clip, Jack tells Nikki that he's lost his wife and son, but he's not going to lose his sobriety. Nikki responds by reminding Jack that is easier said than done. However, there is still room to believe Jack and Diane Jenkins Abbott could be putting on a big show. After getting kicked out of the Abbott manse, Diane tries to make a deal with Victor Newman. Diane wants to get back at both Jack and Kyle Abbott, or so she claims. A big clue was when Victoria Newman told Claire Grace Newman that Jack never loses it in public like that. Perhaps it was out of character for a reason, because it's a trap. Y&R spoilers, Victor Newman's alliance. During the week of October 28, Victor makes a shocking alliance. It seems that Victor might end up taking Diane's deal. However, if Diane and Jack are putting on an act, then Victor could be headed for one heck of a downfall. Especially since Nikki is already furious over Victor's deception regarding Kyle. Just wait until Nikki finds out that Victor was holding Jordan hostage on their property. The Young and the Restless spoilers, week of October 28, 2024. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of October 28 reveal that Nikki tries to extend another olive branch to Lily Winters. However, Lily is probably not going to take it. Phyllis Summers freaks out at Christine Blair. However, Michael Baldwin tries to reason with Phyllis. While Daniel Romalotti Jr. tries to clear his name, Sharon gets an unexpected guest. Since it happens on Halloween, maybe it's Heather Stevens. Sharon already feels guilty, she just needs a little more pushing in the right direction. Maybe Heather's haunting will push Sharon to turn herself into the police. Over with Amy Lewis, she shows up at Nate Hastings' door. Victor loses her patience with Billy Abbott and Adam Newman. Victoria also confides in Cole Howard. As for Sally, she gets a mysterious new assignment. Over with Claire, she interrupts a moment between Kyle and Summer Newman. Y&R spoilers, next 2 weeks. During the week of November 4, 2024, fans can expect Victor to confess a secret to Nikki. However, this is a good surprise. The soap will show off the rebuilt Newman Ranch home on November 8, 2024. So Nikki will be amazed by Victor's gift. That might make things better after Victor's deception. However, things could blow up again very soon. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, October 30, reveal that Lily Winters will cross paths with Nikki Newman, who may make another pitch about joining forces. Nikki wants to run Chancellor herself, but she's still hoping Lily can settle for being a team player. Of course, Lily won't change her mind about taking such a huge step backward. Since Lily feels confident Jill Abbott will fire Billy Abbott and put her back in charge, she'll dig her heels in with Nikki. Victor Newman seems to have other plans since he told Devin Hamilton Winters that he wants Lily at Winters instead. That may be where Lily will ultimately end up if things don't go her way with Jill. In the meantime, Victor will have a meeting with Kyle Abbott and could set off some alarm bells in the process. It turns out Victor will warn Kyle somehow, so this could involve updates on some news about Diane Jenkins Abbott. Will Victor admit Diane is hoping to land on the Glissade CEO seat herself? Victor might suggest he'll seriously consider Diane's pitch unless Kyle can prove he's the better person to take down Jack Abbott. Since Kyle has started to soften toward Jack lately, Victor may leave him quite torn on Wednesday's I and R episode. This could be Victor's way of putting Kyle to the test and trying to light a fire under him. Over with Sally Spectra, she'll get an assignment that surprises her. Sally will end up with a new job to do, so this could be related to Marchetti's Z, or perhaps the interior decorating that Billy Abbott asked for. Then again, maybe Sally's mission will involve pitching in on a Halloween costume or two. There's a chance Billy will ask for assistance with Johnny Abbott's punk rocker look or something along those lines. Our My and R predictions hint that Billy and Sally will continue to bond, so stay tuned to see if love will bloom down the road. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Sally will keep doing her best to move on from all her heartbreak and find a new path. The Young and the Restless recap, Wednesday, October 30, 2024, secrets, confrontations, and a shocking confession. On Wednesdays, The Young and the Restless, tensions reach a boiling point as several Genoa City residents find themselves caught in webs of deceit and intrigue. Adam and Sharon face off. Adam and Sharon's paths cross in a confrontation that reignites old wounds. Sharon, still reeling from recent events, accuses Adam of meddling in her life, and their exchange hints at unresolved feelings and past betrayals. Adam is defensive, but his cryptic responses suggest he may be hiding a deeper agenda. Christine challenges Chance. Christine's return to the spotlight brings her face-to-face with Chance, and she wastes no time addressing Daniel's innocence. Armed with an alibi that could change everything, Christine pressures Chance to reconsider the case, leaving him caught between loyalty and justice. The tension between them leaves viewers questioning whether Chance will ultimately do the right thing. Phyllis's latest scheme. Meanwhile, Phyllis is back to her usual tricks, and her plans could jeopardize her future with loved ones. She drops a bombshell that sends ripples through Genoa City, leaving many wondering if Phyllis has gone too far this time. Nikki and Victor's bond. Nikki and Victor share a rare moment of vulnerability, reflecting on their journey and what lies ahead for the Newman legacy. But as always, shadows from Victor's past loom over their conversation, hinting that the Newman family may not be free of trouble just yet. Tune into The Young and the Restless as secrets unravel and characters confront their pasts, leading to decisions that could change everything. The Young and the Restless brings more surprises, betrayals, and emotional confrontations on Wednesday, October 30. Here's the scoop on what fans can expect in Genoa City. Phyllis' plan backfires. Phyllis' latest scheme to get ahead in Genoa City has unexpected consequences. She finds herself caught in a situation that could damage her carefully crafted plans, as someone close to her uncovers her manipulation. Will she be able to salvage her intentions, or has she gone too far this time? Nate's big gamble. Nate faces a critical decision that could alter the course of his future. With everything on the line, he takes a leap of faith, but whether it will lead to success or disaster remains uncertain. Meanwhile, those around him have mixed reactions, creating tension as they await the fallout of his choices. Sharon's troubling realization. Sharon stumbles upon a surprising clue that hints at a secret someone has been hiding. As she pieces together the truth, she finds herself drawn into a situation that could threaten her loved ones, leaving her torn between keeping quiet or revealing what she knows. Romantic tensions. The ongoing push and pull of romance is at an all-time high as couples face misunderstandings and confrontations. Old flames reignite, while new ones struggle with jealousy and trust, leaving several Genoa City residents questioning their relationships. Don't miss the next episode of The Young and the Restless on October 30, where intrigue and emotional stakes are at an all-time high, and residents of Genoa City are faced with choices that could alter their lives forever. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, October 29. reveals that Daniel Romalotti Jr. will be stuck in jail while he waits for Christine Blair to work her legal magic. Christine has a lot of faith in her abilities as an attorney, but getting Daniel released on bail could be trickier than she thought. Whether Christine is successful or not, Daniel will be in panic mode. Once Daniel finds out even more proof was found in his apartment, he'll worry this frame-up could result in many years behind bars. Of course, Phyllis Summers has no intention of letting Daniel go down for a crime he didn't commit. That's especially true since Phyllis fully believes Sharon Newman is responsible instead. Phyllis will step up her game for Daniel's sake on Tuesday's I and R episode, which means Sharon will face more pressure than ever. It could leave Sharon even extra convinced that she has to permanently eliminate Phyllis' threat. Over with Nate Hastings, he'll open the door to Amy Lewis since she'll return to GC just like she said she would. Nate will face some life-changing news as Amy reveals a truth she's presumably been hiding for years. If Amy got pregnant by Nate's dad, Nathan Hastings Sr., before she left town, then she might have had his baby off-screen decades ago. There have been rumblings about Nate potentially having a surprise half-brother, so we'll bring you updates on whether a family meeting might be in the works. Next, Victor Newman will stand his ground and defend himself against criticism. It's possible Victor will face more backlash over how he treated Lily Winters if Devin Hamilton Winters dishes out additional complaints. Lily herself might blast Victor again as well, but he'll feel like everything will work out if Lily goes to work at Winters in the end. Victor could also face another round of criticism from Nikki Newman about his plot against Jack Abbott, particularly if she gets a hint about his alliance with Diane Jenkins Abbott. On the other hand, Michael Baldwin might smell trouble brewing if he finds out Diane and Victor have a partnership instead. No matter who questions Victor's judgment on Tuesday's show, he'll make it clear that he's the boss and whatever he says goes. Victor has multiple schemes in progress and will make positive predictions every step of the way. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Victor may face some difficult curveballs in the coming episodes, so stay tuned. The Young and the Restless spoilers recap for Tuesday, October 29, reveals that Sharon Newman will struggle with guilt over the news of Daniel Romalotti Jr.'s arrest, but she'll continue to put on an act around Nick Newman. Once Sharon's alone, she'll dream that Chance Chancellor and Christine Blair are there to speak with her about the case. Chance will arrest Sharon based on new evidence while Daniel and Phyllis Summers show up to berate her, but Sharon will wake up startled and realize it was a nightmare. As Sharon cries on the stairs on Tuesday's I and R episode, she'll insist she can't do this and that she can't live this way. After Christine gets Daniel out on bail, they'll strategize at Society. Although Christine will have a hard time buying Phyllis' theory that Sharon is guilty, she'll think they can use her and other plausible suspects to create reasonable doubt. Once Phyllis blasts Chance over Daniel's arrest again, she'll sit down with Christine and learn some surprising news. Christine will admit that although she has doubts about Phyllis' theory, it could be useful if they can present Sharon and other possible culprits to the jurors. After Christine suggests putting their feud aside for Daniel's sake, Phyllis will ask what Christine needs her to do. At Newman Enterprises, Diane Jenkins Abbott will push Victor Newman to fire Kyle Abbott and put her in charge of Glissade. It'll be a way to get back at both Kyle and Jack Abbott. Although Victor will be intrigued over Diane's suggestion, he'll want proof of her sincerity. As for how Diane will come up with that proof, Victor will let her figure that out. Diane will maintain that she's all in, so she'll be willing to give Victor evidence that she's completely turned against Jack and Kyle. Nikki Newman will interrupt at one point and lash out over Diane's visit, but Victor will privately admit that he summoned her. That admission won't please Nikki, but Victor will act like he's got everything under control. At the GCAC, Kyle will find Jack at the bar, so they'll end up sharing a drink. Jack will confess that he's going to bring Ashley Abbott back from Paris, but he'll worry about the family drama waiting at home. Kyle will think maybe he can help with the transition since he's been rethinking his move with Harrison Abbott. Jack will be pleased once he gets updates on Kyle and Harrison sticking around the Abbott mansion after all. Once day in Sauna's over, more tension will erupt. After Jack hints about Diane leaving town, Kyle will suggest she should go back to being Taylor Jensen since all she knows how to do is lie. At Nate Hastings' place, he'll open the door to Amy Lewis, who'll admit she's been keeping a secret for many years, one that even Nate's father, Nathan Hastings Sr., didn't know. Amy realized she was pregnant after the last time she saw Nathan, but she was already in love with another man named Jackson by then. After Amy made Jackson believe he was the father, she gave birth to a son named Damien. Nate will realize he has a half-brother who doesn't know he exists, so Amy will explain that she couldn't bear to tell Damien the truth, even after Jackson passed away. Amy will also explain that Damien had a tendency to disappear on her, but he would always reach out until a few years ago. Since Amy lost track of Damien, she'll want Nate's help to find him. Amy will reveal that she's dying of leukemia, so she'll want a chance to say goodbye before it's too late. Furthermore, Amy will want Nate to be there for his older brother and guide him since he'll have no one left once she's gone. Nate will need some time to mull over all this before he decides what to do, so Amy will plan to stay in town while she awaits his decision. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Nate will have a lot to think about, so we'll pass along more predictions on his next move. CDL will have other great Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, updates, and news, so make us your top Y and R source. The Young and the Restless spoilers confirm that Sharon has not only fallen off the rails, but has rolled as far away from any sense of reality as possible. Letting her psychosis take over her, of course, fueled by Cameron, Sharon played a part in causing Heather's passing. A crime for which dear Daniel is paying at the moment. Even though the evidence is piling high against Daniel Romoladiger, Phyllis is convinced that her son is innocent. He was recently hauled away in handcuffs, while Red protested the unfair arrest. The Young and the Restless spoilers confirm that Phyllis has sworn to prove her son's innocence and take down the guilty party. But hey, Sharon isn't one to be taken down so easily, especially with Cameron in her ear. Phyllis' age-old nemesis has decided that she can't let the woman ruin her life. Sharon is convinced that not only can Phyllis expose her secret, but may also steal Nick from her. Thus, she has decided that Red will have to join Heather in the afterlife. Speaking of Heather, the spoilers hint that Sharon and she aren't finished yet. Recently, Heather's portrayer, Vale Bloom, told the media that Sharon hasn't seen the last of Heather yet. This means there is a chance that Heather may make a comeback just the way Cameron did. We know that Cam keeps insisting that he is a manifestation of Sharon's own dark side. So could Heather prove to be the manifestation of her guilt? Interestingly, Halloween is fast approaching. So what better time than the scary night's witching hour for Heather to come knocking on Sharon's door? But what will Heather do? Will she be a figment of Sharon's imagination that returns to give her a fright? Or will she be the manifestation of her guilt that pushes her to confess? The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Nate Hastings seems poised to tackle a difficult mission soon. Amy Lewis is dying of leukemia, so it's up to Nate to track down his half-brother so she can say goodbye. Of course, Nate wasn't aware that he had a half-brother at all until Amy's confession in Y and R's October 29 episode. That half-brother is named Damien and will hopefully move to Genoa City down the road. Assuming Nate's search pays off and he finds Damien, then they'll have a chance to bond. Damien may become a new key player in GC, and that could open the door for him to find love there. Lily Winters is currently single and doesn't have a lot of romantic prospects in town. Now that things are so tense with Billy Abbott, Lily doesn't seem likely to reunite with him anytime soon. It doesn't look like Lily and Daniel Romalotti-Jordot will be getting back together either. Daniel burned Lily badly with his betrayal. Not to mention he's grieving for Heather Stevens and stuck facing all this frame-up drama. However, Damian might offer a clean romantic slate for Lily somewhere down the line. Could Lily and Damian turn out to be a perfect love match? We should point out that although Damian is Nate's half-brother, he's not related to Lily. Nate and Damian are only connected on their father's side of the family, so Lily, who is Nate's maternal cousin, has no biological link to Damian at all. As a result, Lily will be free to date Damian if sparks fly. It's easy to imagine Nate being a bit wary of this half-brother he doesn't know yet, and fretting once Damian starts a romance with Lily. Nate and Damian could end up developing a family feud as a result, but we'll just have to see how things play out. Regardless, Damian's Genoa City arrival could bring lots of new romantic possibilities. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Lily could make some updates to her love life if all goes well, so stick with us for more romantic predictions and any other news on Damian's debut. CDL's where you want to be for great Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, news, and updates, so make us your favorite Y and our hotspot. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Nate Hastings seems poised to tackle a difficult mission soon. Amy Lewis is dying of leukemia, so it's up to Nate to track down his half-brother so she can say goodbye. Of course, Nate wasn't aware that he had a half-brother at all until Amy's confession in Y&R's October 29 episode. That half-brother is named Damian and will hopefully move to Genoa City down the road. Assuming Nate's search pays off and he finds Damian, then they'll have a chance to bond. Damian may become a new key player in GC, and that could open the door for him to find love there. Lily Winters is currently single and doesn't have a lot of romantic prospects in town. Now that things are so tense with Billy Abbott, Lily doesn't seem likely to reunite with him anytime soon. It doesn't look like Lily and Daniel Romalotti Jr. will be getting back together either. Daniel burned Lily badly with his betrayal. Not to mention he's grieving for Heather Stevens and stuck facing all this frame-up drama. However, Damian might offer a clean romantic slate for Lily somewhere down the line. Could Lily and Damian turn out to be a perfect love match? We should point out that although Damian is Nate's half-brother, he's not related to Lily. Nate and Damian are only connected on their father's side of the family, so Lily, who is Nate's maternal cousin, has no biological link to Damian at all. As a result, Lily will be free to date Damian if sparks fly. It's easy to imagine Nate being a bit wary of this half-brother he doesn't know yet, and fretting once Damian starts a romance with Lily. Nate and Damian could end up developing a family feud as a result, but we'll just have to see how things play out. Regardless, Damian's Genoa City arrival could bring lots of new romantic possibilities. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Lily could make some updates to her love life if all goes well, so stick with us for more romantic predictions and any other news on Damian's debut. CDL's where you want to be for great Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, news, and updates, so make us your favorite Y and our hotspot. The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates reveal Diane Jenkins Abbott and Jack Abbott are embroiled in a storyline that could take some shocking turns. While Jack and Diane are doing their utmost to make their marital turmoil appear genuine, there are subtle hints suggesting that this may all be part of a complex ruse. The Young and the Restless spoilers pretend split up? By feigning a breakup, Diane and Jack might be deceiving Victor Newman into feeling overly confident. Their strategy could involve Diane pretending to ally with Victor against Jack, only to ultimately turn the tables and bring Victor down instead. However, there's a chance that Jack and Diane are also setting Kyle Abbott up for his own downfall. Diane hinted to Victor that this would hurt Jack, suggesting she might be aiming to get Kyle dismissed from Glissade, which could then open the door for his return to Jabot. Yet, it's clear that their ruse could easily backfire in unexpected ways. My and our spoilers, cracks in the plan. Diane's plan is already showing signs of weakness as she grapples with negative self-perceptions and growing insecurities about her transformation. By adopting a self-centered persona, she risks internalizing the belief that she is unworthy of Jack and Kyle's love. This mindset could lead her to the dangerous conclusion that her absence would benefit them, setting the stage for self-sabotage that could jeopardize her marriage to Jack. With Victor and Nikki Newman facing their own relationship challenges, Diane may find herself in a precarious position to act on these destructive thoughts. The young and the restless spoilers, Nikki won't be on board with Victor's agenda towards Jack. Nikki values her friendship with Jack, making it difficult for her to support Victor's harmful intentions. To her, using Kyle as a weapon against Jack would be an unforgivable act. However, Victor remains resolute in his pursuit of Jack, refusing to back down or express remorse for his tactics. As Victor intensifies his efforts, the divide between him and Nikki could deepen significantly. On another front, Victor and Diane may find common ground in their new alliance. Diane might initially approach this situation with misguided expectations, only to rediscover her connection with Victor, her past love. Lie and our spoilers, old sparks reignite. There's a chance that Diane and Victor could find themselves drawn to each other again given the current situation. Will these two give in to the allure of romance and cross that delicate boundary? If they do, both could experience significant fallout from this betrayal. Jack's plans involving Diane might lead to genuine repercussions, potentially shattering their marriage completely. Similarly, Victor and Nikki's relationship could suffer serious damage, making the prospect of Victor and Diane exploring romantic feelings all the more intriguing and dramatic. The future is uncertain in this week's The Young and the Restless spoilers. Nikki worries about Jack's sobriety, Amy Lewis visits Nate, and Phyllis is stunned when Christine comes to Daniel's rescue. But can she do anything to help? Jack has been having a very public breakup with Diane, and Nikki visits her old friend to see how he's doing, specifically if he's been tempted to fall off the wagon. I've lost my wife and my son, Jack grumbles. I'm not gonna lose my sobriety. But having just been through the struggle of losing and regaining her own sobriety, Nikki remains concerned. You and I both know it's easier said than done, she notes. Is she right to be worried? Nate opens his door to find Amy Lewis standing there. Thank you for seeing me again, she says. It's been a long time since I've been in Genoa City, but the real question here is what has brought her back at all. Could she be about to turn Nate's life upside down? With the evidence stacked against Daniel, Chance has no choice but to place him under arrest for Heather's murder. Having cornered him at the GCAC, the officer attempts to read Daniel his rights, but Phyllis refuses to let this happen. Oh my God, you are railroading him into prison, she shouts. Chance urges Phyllis to stop talking and let him do his job, but she refuses. Just then, Christine enters and interrupts the arrest. Stop, she calls out. Hold on a minute. I'm here to represent Daniel. Phyllis seems a little taken aback by the idea of her rival working as her son's attorney. Can they put their differences aside for Daniel's sake? The Young and the Restless sees Victor Newman will shake things up for Kyle Abbott, and Sharon Newman could be pushed to her breaking point. Victor and Diane Jenkins cross lines. Jack Abbott fired Diane from Jabot and ended their marriage. So Diane talks to Victor and Nikki Newman about her plans for revenge. And it seems like Victor is on board. So he's been targeting Jack and manipulating Kyle's anger towards his father. With Victor and Nikki arguing over her night with Jack at the Grand Phoenix. If Diane seeks revenge, things could get messy. I&R sees Phyllis Summers rage at Sharon, and it may cause a dangerous breakdown. Daniel Romalotti is arrested and booked at the GCPD, and Phyllis is convinced that Sharon is responsible for framing him for Heather Stevens' murder. Michael Baldwin gives warnings, but Phyllis is set to prove Sharon's guilt. But if she pushes Sharon too far, it could trigger another breakdown, like the one that led to Heather's death. Victor Newman shakes up Kyle Abbott's life as Jack Abbott and Diane Jenkins face off. I&R sees Sally Spectra may design Abby Newman's wedding gown. She's marrying Devin Hamilton. The Young and the Restless celebrating its 13,000th episode on November 13th. This is the same day as the wedding, so it's possible that Abby's original dress plans fell through, and she needs a last-minute replacement. And who better to step up than Sally? Young and Restless sees Chance Chancellor may look bad as he ignores the conflict of interest in investigating Daniel. He is not only Summer Newman's brother, but also Chance's ex-girlfriend and Sharon's main suspect. So when the real killer is found, Chances may lose Summer. I&R, Sharon Newman's dangerous breakdown and Sally Spectra's wedding dress surprise. Young and the Restless sees Kyle may see Victor's true colors. Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, warns his father that Kyle would let him down, and Victor reassured him of his loyalty to family. But Kyle steals from Jabad for Victor, and his marriage to Diane is ruined, so it seems like Victor may not need him much longer. Kyle grows closer to getting back with Jack, so Victor's warning could be a sign of what he is really up to. Will Kyle regret everything he's done, Victor? The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Heather Stevens' funeral is on the way, so we should consider the drama that might play out. This somber occasion could take a shocking turn, so let's mull over how Sharon Newman might derail the event. Sharon's cover-up is making her a nervous wreck, so she's probably going to make increasingly reckless moves. It's easy to imagine Sharon crashing Heather's funeral and causing some chaos in the process. Of course, Daniel Romalotti may not want Sharon anywhere near this service, since he'd prefer to lay Heather to rest in peace. Nevertheless, Sharon may not be able to stay away due to her growing guilt and mental issues. Part of Phyllis Summers will be outraged if Sharon shows up, but another part of her may view this as the perfect opportunity. If Sharon becomes a funeral crasher, it could give Phyllis a chance to push her buttons and try to provoke a public confession. Phyllis might hope she can send Sharon over the edge and get her to confess to causing Heather's demise. Since Phyllis is also convinced that Sharon framed Daniel, she may hope she can score a setup confession in front of a room full of witnesses too. Phyllis has a knack for getting under Sharon's skin, so she may put her talents to good use and hope it pays off. Will Phyllis ultimately cause Sharon's public meltdown? Could Sharon spill too much and at least raise more people's suspicions about her actions? Regardless, we know multiple cast members filmed scenes in gloomy black clothing last month. Heather's funeral scenes should be coming up, so that could set the stage for Sharon to go even further off the rails. Based on our I&R predictions, Sharon will behave in wild ways as the walls close in. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Nate Hastings seems poised to tackle a difficult mission soon. Amy Lewis is dying of leukemia, so it's up to Nate to track down his half-brother so she can say goodbye. Of course, Nate wasn't aware that he had a half-brother at all until Amy's confession in Y&R's October 29 episode. That half-brother is named Damien and will hopefully move to Genoa City down the road. Assuming Nate's search pays off and he finds Damien, then they'll have a chance to bond. Damien may become a new key player in GC, and that could open the door for him to find love there. Lily Winters is currently single and doesn't have a lot of romantic prospects in town. Now that things are so tense with Billy Abbott, Lily doesn't seem likely to reunite with him anytime soon. It doesn't look like Lily and Daniel Romalotti will be getting back together either. Daniel burned Lily badly with his betrayal. Not to mention he's grieving for Heather Stevens and stuck facing all this frame-up drama. However, Damian might offer a clean romantic slate for Lily somewhere down the line. Could Lily and Damian turn out to be a perfect love match? We should point out that although Damian is Nate's half-brother, he's not related to Lily. Nate and Damian are only connected on their father's side of the family, so Lily, who is Nate's maternal cousin, has no biological link to Damian at all. As a result, Lily will be free to date Damian if sparks fly. It's easy to imagine Nate being a bit wary of this half-brother he doesn't know yet, and fretting once Damian starts a romance with Lily. Nate and Damian could end up developing a family feud as a result, but we'll just have to see how things play out. Regardless, Damian's Genoa City arrival could bring lots of new romantic possibilities. Phyllis falls into Sharon's trap on The Young and the Restless. In a jaw-dropping twist, The Young and the Restless sees Phyllis caught in a cunning trap laid by Sharon, ending with Phyllis' shocking arrest. The rivalry between Sharon and Phyllis has reached a boiling point, and Sharon finally executes a plan that exposes Phyllis' hidden intentions, leading to explosive consequences. Sharon's plot unfolds. Determined to take Phyllis down, Sharon crafts a meticulous setup that forces Phyllis to reveal her true colors. Through calculated moves, Sharon lures Phyllis into a moment of vulnerability, leading to an intense confrontation. As Phyllis reacts, emotions spiral out of control, just as Sharon hoped, making it the perfect scenario to bring Phyllis down. The arrest shocks Genoa City. In the midst of the heated confrontation, the police arrive, catching Phyllis red-handed. Her arrest leaves Genoa City stunned and marks a turning point in her storyline. With mounting evidence and public exposure, Phyllis faces serious charges, and her future hangs in the balance. This unexpected turn of events has everyone asking if this will be the end of Phyllis as they know her. Ripple effects on family and friends. The arrest sends shockwaves through Phyllis' circle, leaving friends and family questioning their loyalty to her. Meanwhile, Sharon's bold move could backfire, as her own loved ones react to her extreme approach. The fallout from this intense rivalry may risk the stability of both women's closest relationships. As Phyllis battles through the legal implications and Sharon deals with the aftermath of her risky play, fans won't want to miss a second of the drama unfolding in Genoa City. The stakes are higher than ever on The Young and the Restless as lives are changed and alliances tested in the wake of Phyllis' downfall. In a jaw-dropping twist on The Young and the Restless, Lucy stumbles upon a clue that could unravel secrets Sharon has been hiding. While going through an old trunk, Lucy uncovers her mother's necklace, an item believed to have vanished along with her. This shocking discovery leaves Lucy with questions and a suspicion that Sharon is hiding more than anyone could have imagined. As Lucy inches closer to the truth, Sharon realizes the danger of her secret getting out and takes drastic measures to keep Lucy quiet. Desperate to protect herself and the mystery she's concealed, Sharon resorts to kidnapping Lucy, setting the stage for a high-stakes confrontation that could change everything. Will Sharon's dark secrets finally be exposed, or will she manage to silence Lucy before it's too late? Tune in to see how this suspenseful storyline unfolds and what lies ahead for Sharon, Lucy, and the rest of Genoa City. With Devin and Abby's wedding approaching fast, excitement is building in Genoa City, and it's not just because of the beautiful couple tying the knot. As fans eagerly await the big day, The Young and the Restless is gearing up to bring back familiar faces, making Devin and Abby's wedding truly unforgettable. In this spoiler, we reveal everything you need to know about the high-profile guest list and some surprise returns that are bound to shake things up. The show is rolling out the red carpet for Devin's family to be there in full support as he and Abby exchange vows. Devin's mom, Harmony, will be back in town to witness her son's big day. It's a perfect time for Harmony to reconnect with Devon, especially given that she last made a surprise appearance earlier this year, shocking her son with her unexpected arrival. She's not returning alone. Devon's sister Anna will also make her way back to Genoa City, ready to be by her brother's side on one of the biggest days of his life. Fans will get to see these two beloved characters on November 13, just in time for the show's landmark 13,000th episode, adding even more sentiment to the occasion. The actors behind Harmony and Anna, Shane Lawson and Lauren Lott, have been busy with major projects outside of the soap opera world. Lawson, in particular, has been making waves as a co-creator, executive producer, and actor on the hit sci-fi podcast Asterisk, All Things Undone Asterisk, which took home a 2023 Webby Award and hit the top spot on Apple Podcasts. Fans can look forward to the release of Part 2 of the podcast next summer. Lawson's new podcast series Asterisk, Amorph Asterisk, based on short stories by author N.K. Jemisin, is set to launch in early 2025. Lott, on the other hand, has been involved in popular TV shows like Asterisk All-American, Homecoming Asterisk on the CW, and will soon appear on Asterisk based on a true story Asterisk on Peacock. This vibrant return will be an exciting homecoming for the actresses, whose characters will undoubtedly add depth and warmth to Devon and Abby's wedding celebration. Adding to the nostalgia, Danny Romalotti, played by Michael Damian, will also return to Genoa City. Known for his long music tours, Danny's comeback promises to add a blend of excitement and drama. His recent tweet hinted at his return, posting a photo by the Vancouver waterfront, where he's been working on a new film project, Asterisk, The Wrong Paris Asterisk, with his wife Janine Damian as director. Their previous collaborations, such as Asterisk Irish Wish Asterisk and Asterisk Paris Christmas Waltz Asterisk, have shown their knack for crafting compelling stories. Although Danny's presence isn't directly tied to the wedding, his return will be impactful for his son, Daniel, who's facing turmoil of his own. In a separate twist, Daniel is currently grappling with a devastating loss and a web of accusations. After his beloved Heather tragically died, Daniel finds himself not only grieving, but also suspected of involvement in her death. He's working tirelessly to protect his daughter, Lucy, as he tries to clear his name. Michael Graziadei, who plays Daniel, shared his character's struggle, revealing how Daniel's need to be strong for his daughter has prevented him from fully grieving. The stakes for Daniel couldn't be higher, and Danny's return couldn't come at a more crucial time. Whether Danny can help his son find justice remains to be seen, but his support is bound to provide Daniel with the strength he needs to confront these challenges. As Devon and Abby's wedding day draws closer, fans are in for a memorable mix of celebration and tension, with family reunions, emotional moments, and unexpected drama. With Harmony and Anna returning, Danny's surprise comeback, and the stakes higher than ever for Daniel, Asterisk, the Young, and the Restless Asterisk promises an unforgettable event that will leave fans eager for what's next. Will Devon and Abby's wedding go off without a hitch, or will the secrets of Genoa City complicate their day? Stay tuned to witness the twists and turns that only Asterisk, the Young, and the Restless Asterisk can deliver. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, Soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. Nikki arrives at the Abbott house, where Jack tells her he doesn't think he can salvage his marriage to Diane. She's sorry. Nikki says she's worried about him. I worry that you might turn back to pills to numb your pain. Jack is offended. Nikki says his marriage fell apart publicly. There's also the situation with Kyle, and Jabot is in disarray. Now, she worries that the night in the hotel room was the beginning of his troubles. Jack gives her his word that he will not turn to pills. Nikki wants to take him to a meeting. Jack repeats that he won't lose his sobriety. He'll call his sponsor today. Nikki will always be there for him. Jack has a favor to ask. Convince Victor to get his claws out of my son. Nikki acts perplexed and swears she has no idea what he's talking about. Jack realizes that Victor's kept it secret. He tells her that Victor is Glycade's secret investor and pushed Kyle to steal from Jabot. This is all about hurting him because he helped her get sober. Audra confirmed he used her to get control of Glycade and then tossed her aside. She has no reason to lie. Nikki swears, yet another thing he's kept from her. Jack believes that Victor not telling her is further proof this isn't about business. Victor is using Kyle and Glycade to get back at him for helping her. At the park, Claire and Kyle discuss Harrison showing up to a party and being the only one in costume. She, of course, made it oak. Kyle says his son really trusts her. Claire asks if he trusts her too. She can tell something's bothering him. Kyle doesn't want to burden her. Claire might be able to help. Kyle says it's about the huge fight his parents had. It was so bad, his mother moved out and his father fired her from Jabot. When he confronted her, she doubled down. How could they have been so wrong about her? Kyle tells Claire that his mother came back for money and power, not him and his father. He doesn't know why he was stupid enough to think she'd changed. Claire understands what an impact this had on his life. She didn't realize how big a hole her mom left in her life until it was filled. She can see why Kyle was hurt when Diane fired him. It was like she was rejecting him again. Kyle complains she had no trouble shoving him out of the way for power. She chose her ambition over him and his dad. I could see the pain in his eyes. Claire is sure she must love Kyle. She thinks something good may come from this. He has empathy for his father. Maybe they can come together and heal. Kyle says he and Jack spoke, and she's right. It seemed like he wanted to fix what is broke between them. He couldn't take the step. His pride got in the way. Claire thinks he maybe needs time to process all this. Kyle says this split feels off. Claire thinks she has an idea why Diane did what she did. In her suite at the club, Diane pours a drink. A knock comes at her door. It's Tracy. Diane invites her in, and Tracy says she's there as a concerned sister-in-law and brought her some profiterole. Diane tells her to enjoy the honeymoon phase with Alan. It won't last. Tracy thinks there must be a way to heal the rift between her and Jack. Diane says they're done. The best thing she can do is stay out of it. Tracy's never seen Jack act like this. Diane thinks his anger is warranted. She did come back with an agenda, and she almost got away with it. Tracy doesn't buy it. Diane insists she wanted her old life back and did whatever it took to get it. Tracy has seen that she's changed. She's worked so hard to prove herself, so why the sudden shift? Diane's tired of having to prove herself and pretend to be something she's not. I am ambitious. Tracy's seen her love for her son, and she knows there's no hidden agenda with Harrison. Diane's sure Kyle is glad she's getting out of the boy's life. Tracy can't understand why this has changed so suddenly. In the club foyer, Chance starts reading Daniel his rights. Phyllis gets in between them. Chance warns he'll arrest her too. He pulls out cuffs and Phyllis screams and yells that he's railroading her son into prison. Christine comes in and shouts, "Hold on a minute." She says she's there to represent Daniel. Phyllis declares that this is insane. Christine will make sure he gets the electric chair. Daniel says he called her. Phyllis erupts, "You called Christine?" Christine advises Daniel to stay silent and Phyllis to shut the hell up. She assures Daniel she'll meet him at the courthouse. This is all circumstantial and she'll have him out on bail in no time. Phyllis wants to know if everyone has lost their minds. Phyllis complains that Daniel has to be out of his mind to hire Christine. Chance has to do this by the book, and Daniel asks him not to break his bracelet from Lucy as he slaps on the cuffs. Phyllis declares she'll get him out of this as Chance leads Daniel out the door. She warns Christine, "Don't you dare think you're going to ruin my son's life." Christine doesn't have time for their usual banter, and neither does Daniel. Phyllis fumes that Daniel doesn't need someone who is just trying to earn brownie points with his dad. She taunts Christine about being a groupie who throws her panties on the stage. Christine has to go save her son, though I really hope it doesn't come to that. She walks out and Phyllis gets on the phone. She tells someone she needs to see them. It's a matter of life and death. At the Abbott house, Jack tells Nikki his issues with Kyle are as bad as it's ever been. The things he's done has maybe burned all bridges between them. Victor's been stoking that. Nikki says Diane is the one who fired him from Jabot. Jack backed her up. They go over Diane's reasons for coming back. Jack says her intentions sure as hell aren't honorable. He assures Nikki she's not to blame for what Victor's done. Nikki tells Jack that he risked his life to save hers. Victor using that as an excuse for bad behavior is appalling. Jack warns he better be ready for retaliation. In the park, Kyle asks Claire why she thinks his mother turned on the family. She says she was raised to read people, and she truly believes she loves him and his father. Maybe Jack misunderstood her motives and angrily confirmed the things he was saying without meaning it because it hurt. Kyle concedes he has done that with both of his parents. In Diane's suite, she tells Tracy that she won't find her way back to Jack. She wants it all and won't apologize for that anymore. She wanted a top spot at Jabot, but she also wanted to be Jack's wife. No man apologizes for wanting both. Tracy agrees there's a double standard. Diane compares herself to Victor. She wants the things she wants. If Jack and Kyle can't handle that, it's too bad for them. It's on them to believe that her love for them can coexist with her ambition. Tracy heads to the door. Diane tells her she deserves every happiness. Tracy says, "So does my brother. So do you." In the club, Phyllis reads about Daniel's arrest on her phone. Michael comes in, and she updates him that her son is being wrongfully accused. She wants him to go find out what evidence they have. She refers to the incompetent boob Daniel hired, and he can guess who it is. Phyllis feels there's no way that Christine can win a murder case. Michael says he has the right to pick his own attorney. Christine is excellent. Phyllis argues that Christine hates her and will throw the case. At the police station, Daniel places the friendship bracelet from Lucy into an evidence envelope, is fingerprinted, and has mug shots taken. Nikki shows up at Victor's office. He says it's a nice surprise. She questions if he'll feel that way after they talk. She wants to know if he's Glissade's secret investor. Victor asks, "Who told you that?" Nikki says Jack did. She lays into him, wanting to know if he's using Kyle to hurt Jack. "Are you driving a wedge between them because Jack saved my life?" Victor asks what she was doing with Jack Abbott. He told her many times to stay away from him. Nikki says that's not his choice to make. Victor argues, "Damn right it is. I live with you. The last time he pushed you off the Dan wagon." Nikki says he's her dear friend and nothing he can say will change that. She went to him to offer her support because he's hurting over the breakup of his marriage. Victor pretends to wipe away tears and points out he got her all riled up. He complains that Jack almost killed her that night in the hotel room. Nikki says, "He saved me." Victor says she saved herself and him. Nikki accuses Victor of trying to make him pay for that night. Victor says damn right he is. He's a failure. Nikki hisses, "You are impossible." Victor doesn't want her giving Jack support. "Are you serious? Why don't you move in with him?" In the park, Kyle tells Claire he's shocked that Diane didn't try to reassure him. Claire thinks she felt under attack. Kyle can see that she'd have her defenses up. Claire reminds him that anger comes from hurt. She wouldn't be hurt if she didn't still love him. Kyle thinks she's just upset about missing out on money and power. Claire thinks he can bring her back into his life and get back to being a family again. In the club, Michael tells Phyllis that Christine would never throw this or any case out of pettiness or revenge. Phyllis pleads, "This is my son." Michael says it's Danny's son too. She knows how Christine feels about Daniel's father. He tells the redhead that she's scared, but this is not the way to help him. He'll keep an eye on the case and will step in if needed, but that's not going to happen because Daniel's innocent. Michael's stunned to hear that Phyllis thinks Sharon is framing Daniel. It's mother's intuition. Michael tells her that's not admissible in court. It doesn't make sense. Phyllis says she's been completely off the rails and has been attacking Daniel for weeks. She hates Daniel more than Christine hates me. Chance can't see it, so she'll have to figure out how to open his eyes. Michael doesn't like the sound of this. How will she do that? Phyllis shrugs. Michael warns her against interfering in the investigation. Phyllis didn't say she'd do that. Michael thanks her for giving him plausible deniability. As her friend, he warns her against trying to fabricate evidence. Phyllis says she doesn't have to fabricate anything. That bitch has been framing her son, and she'll do whatever it takes to prove it. At the Abbott house, Tracy finds Jack sitting at his laptop. She says she went to see Diane and he groans. She couldn't help it. Jack tells her she's not the person to save their marriage. Tracy thought she could help. Jack mumbles that that's a theme today and tells her Nikki stopped by too. Tracy says they can all see how much he loves Diane and how much she loves him. Jack repeats that she can't fix them. Tracy had to try, but she failed. She saw a woman who is angry, hurt, and righteous even. As much as she hates to say it, he's right. Diane has stopped caring about anyone but herself. In her suite, Diane looks at her wedding photo on her phone. It rings. It's Victor. She says she was hoping he'd call. Is he interested in helping her punish Jack? He's interested. Diane says, good, because I want payback, and I don't care who I have to hurt to make that happen. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, October 30, reveal that Lily Winters will cross paths with Nikki Newman, who may make another pitch about joining forces. Nikki wants to run Chancellor herself, but she's still hoping Lily can settle for being a team player. Of course, Lily won't change her mind about taking such a huge step backward. Since Lily feels confident Jill Abbott will fire Billy Abbott and put her back in charge, she'll dig her heels in with Nikki. Victor Newman seems to have other plans since he told Devin Hamilton Winters that he wants Lily at Winters instead. That may be where Lily will ultimately end up if things don't go her way with Jill. In the meantime, Victor will have a meeting with Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, and could set off some alarm bells in the process. It turns out Victor will warn Kyle somehow, so this could involve updates on some news about Diane Jenkins Abbott. Will Victor admit Diane is hoping to land on the Glissade CEO seat herself? Victor might suggest he'll seriously consider Diane's pitch unless Kyle can prove he's the better person to take down Jack Abbott. Since Kyle has started to soften toward Jack lately, Victor may leave him quite torn on Wednesday's I and R episode. This could be Victor's way of putting Kyle to the test and trying to light a fire under him. Over with Sally Spectra, she'll get an assignment that surprises her. Sally will end up with a new job to do, so this could be related to Marchetti's or perhaps the interior decorating that Billy Abbott asked for. Then again, maybe Sally's mission will involve pitching in on a Halloween costume or two. There's a chance Billy will ask for assistance with Johnny Abbott's punk rocker look or something along those lines. Our Y and R predictions hint that Billy and Sally will continue to bond, so stay tuned to see if love will bloom down the road. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Sally will keep doing her best to move on from all her heartbreak and find a new path.